Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Lori Pop and I am with Spark and Logic. Today's tutorial is going to focus on the absorption rate worksheet, how to explain it to your clients, and how to figure out the worksheet each month so that you can share this relevant information with your clientele. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, you will have received an absorption rate explanation Word document. So what you want to do, it's only 2 pages. You'll want to take a look through it. It will tell you how to get started, how you're going to prepare the report, and it will provide an example on the second page, easy to follow. And what I like about it is you're able to very succinctly explain what the definition of the absorption rate is to your buyers or sellers. It is the number of months it takes to sell the current inventory at the present rate of sales. And you'll see why this number is so important. So let's go ahead and get started. We have 2 Excel spreadsheets that have already been created for you, and you can just simply fill in, customize the information. Any of the cells that are highlighted with yellow are where you'll be filling in the information. Now this is what I call the absorption rate worksheet, and this is like the full version. This is going to include just not only the absorption rate information, but you'll see up here at the top that it's going to let you talk about average sales price for the prior year versus the current year. You can contact your MLS and find out how many listings sold last year versus this year at the same time period. And then you would definitely want to fill in average days on market. This is the kind of information that will set you apart from your competition. The actual absorption rate is very straightforward to calculate. Simply what you're doing is in your MLS, you will search for a specific area. And the one thing that I would recommend, don't get too specific of a targeted market, such as a township or even a city or a subdivision. You might want to expand a little because buyers most often are considering several communities. So for my purposes today, we're going to actually be looking at creating one for Livingston County, Michigan. So I would go into my MLS. I'm going to choose all types of residential that are currently active in my county. And what I'm doing is I'm going to look for price ranges. Now this is a price range you can definitely refigure depending on your market. So I'm in the Detroit area, and 25,000 to 50,000 is a price range, especially for fixer-uppers. And those are actually a very hot market. So if I were to look in the MLS and see that there are currently 25 listings in that price range for my county, then I go back in and I look to see how many of those listings in that price range and in that area sold the previous month. And let's say that was all 25 of them. That means we have less than 1 month of inventory. So you'll see that the last column here will automatically calculate for you. It has a formula in there, so you don't need to fool with that. That will automatically be done. So let's just go ahead and put some more numbers in here, just realizing this is, perhaps not accurate reflection of my market right now. But let's say the next price range had 30 and we had 25 of them sold. Now you see I have 1.2 months of inventory. But let's say I'm getting up here in the more expensive range for my market, and we put up that there are 20 listings currently active in the 275 to 300,000 range, but only 10 sold. Well, now I've got 2 months of inventory. Obviously not as hot given the low inventory situation that many markets are experiencing. 2 months, that's sitting on there for a long time without getting an offer and going under contract. And the further I would go up in this price range in this area, if I saw even 10 and had just 1 sell, Now I've got 10 months of inventory. So it's going to be critical that these sellers price their home accurately. So you get an idea of how this would work. I would definitely fill in the entire worksheet. Make sure you've chosen relevant price ranges for your market. For those marketplaces, let's say where the average market price, sales price is around 200 to 300,000, I would recommend going in the 25,000 price ranges. And if you're in a market where you jump up significantly and you're talking more 600, 700, 800,000 as typical selling prices, you'll definitely want to increase these price ranges to 50,000, maybe even 100,000, depending on your market. Now, as you fill this out and you have all these months of inventory start to calculate, the last thing you want to do for this worksheet is to make sure you insert your agent name, your company name, your email, your mobile number, and I would replace the Spark and Logic logo with your own company's logo. And then this is made to print off on one page. So if I went up to File and Print, you'll see that it's nicely onto one page, and this is a great handout. You could leverage this whether you're working with a brand new buyer or seller and have a great talk track. You could also use this if you're conducting an open house and you want a takeaway for the people that stop by. This is the kind of information that they're going to hold on to. It's not going to end up in the circular file. So put effort into this and make sure you have fully added your information and logo, because this is going to be something people will hold on to. All right, so this is what I call the full worksheet, but there's another version that is included in your packet, and this is what I call the snapshot. Let me move this over here to our screen. Here we go. So now this has a little less information on it, so this is really quick and easy to prepare. You're just going to let people know what the area is. So if we were doing Livingston County, Michigan, it is important to make sure you identify the time period. So if I was preparing this for last month, February 2021, I would put that in there. And then again, my name and contact information so that they have everything that they need. And again, it is the same way. We've got the price ranges. You'll research the number of active listings currently. Then you'll take a look at how many in those price ranges in that area sold the previous 30 days. This is important that you don't go back more than 30 days, because this is the current sales rate. And as we come out of a hot seller's market, which most areas are in right now, this information will become even more valuable to both your seller and to your buyer. So let me give you a couple talking points on how I would use this with a seller. If we were to see that the months of inventory are less than 6 months, then it is a seller's market. I would recommend to them, let's go ahead. Here's what my research shows to be an accurate sales price range for your home. We can go ahead and put the sales price on there on a little higher end of that range, because we know that homes are selling. Now, when things shift and it is a buyer's market, when we've got more than 6 months of inventory on the market that's available, then we're talking to the seller about there's a lot of competition out there. You want to get your home sold fast and for the highest amount of money. I recommend that we price towards the lower end of the range that my research has suggested. Now you can use the same talk track to buyers when you're crafting the purchase agreement. So many times, even in these low inventory time periods, buyers are wanting to lowball the offer, even when there's multiple offers that they're aware of, that the other agent has told you, hey, we've got 3 offers already on the table. You might want to come in with your highest and best. Then you'll want to be able to let the buyer know, look, this price range is selling within days. You don't have the luxury of trying to negotiate a lower than the list price situation here, or you don't want to include contingencies above and beyond perhaps financing or appraisal or inspection. Don't include things that might kill the deal because other people are out there competing for those same properties. And again, the same thing will hold true when the market turns and we are having more inventory out there to select from. The buyer will know, hey, we can go. Perhaps let's start a little lower than where we're at. This is the range that we could look at because properties are lingering on the market for 3, 4, 6 months, 10 months in some price ranges. So you get how you can use this particular worksheet with both your buyers and your sellers. One of the things I have noted is that not many agents are using this information. So this will set you apart so quickly and so easily from your competition. I definitely recommend you prepare this report once every month. And if you have a few of you in the same office that are wanting to use this information, perhaps you get together and everybody could take a different month so that it's not always just on your own shoulders. It's a great way to collaborate with those agents that are in your office. I hope you found this information helpful, and if you have any questions, please refer to your manager or your owner. They'll be able to help guide you better for your specific marketplace. Happy selling and have a great rest of your week.